Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling something I'm super passionate about in Once Human, gardening. Yeah, I know the gardener class needs a ton of rework, and it's nowhere near perfect yet. But growing crops in this game is kind of my thing, and I'm not giving up on it anytime soon. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I grow Morphic Biomechanical crops, one of the most broken, overpowered crops you can snag early on, and how they can carry you through every phase of the game. Growing these is a hassle, no doubt, with a low success rate that'll test your patience. But when you pull it off, the production of seeds, regular crops, and deviated crops is insanely bountiful. Let's get started. First off, why bother? These Morphic Biomechanical crops are next level. Once grafted, they pump out up to 100 seeds, 100 regular crops, and good amount of deviated crops each cycle, and that's just the start. The yields are massive and they keep coming. It's like having a resource cheat code, especially if you get them early. The downside? Grafting them is a roll of the dice and you'll fail more than you succeed. But stick with me, I've got some tricks to make it work. To graft these crops, you need biomechanical parts. You'll find these by hunting morphics scattered across the map. They don't drop every time, but the odds are decent. Keep grinding and you'll stockpile enough. Once you've got a stack, you're ready to plant. Now, you've got two options for planting, the classic planter box or these new round planters that come in different sizes. Here's the scoop, they're similar, but the new planters let you transplant crops. That means you can uproot them and toss them in your backpack. Pretty cool, right? The regular planter box can't do that. But honestly, I find the new planters annoying. Their round shape makes them tough to arrange neatly. And I'm like, why not just let the regular boxes transplant too? Feels redundant. Should there be any chance we'll see an update to make the old boxes more versatile? I prefer the regular ones, but for now I'll use both since I need to transplant them and so you can see the difference. Alright, time to plant. Pick the seeds you want to turn into Morphic Biomechanical crops. I'm using cabbage for this demo. Pop them in your planter, and here's a tip. Use growth fertilizers to slash the growth time in half. Once they're planted, graft them with your biomechanical parts. Now brace yourself, the base success rate is a measly 24%. Yeah, it's rough, but you can bump it up with catalysts. High catalysts add 2-something% per bottle and regular ones only add 1%. Each crop can take 3 catalysts max, so you're looking at a peak success rate of 31%. Still not great, but every little bit helps. A lot of my fellow gardener and server, and also I've seen tons of players in the comments saying, I tried 10 times and failed every single one. I get it, it's frustrating. But somehow, I've managed to grow these pretty consistently. I've got a theory about why, and it ties into soil fertility. Let's dive into that next. Soil fertility is huge, and I think it's my secret weapon. The Once Human website says fertile soil boosts your chances of bountiful harvests. I've tested this myself, and it's not just more regular crops, it's way more deviated crops, like 10 times what I'd normally get. For example, I cranked my soil fertility to 700 points, which is the cap of my current area fertility level on my farm. No contaminated area, just 1B, and the yields were unreal. Growing crops does drain the soil's fertility, but it recovers naturally over time. You can also top it up with soil solution. Another interesting fact about region fertility is that the coverage area of boosting the fertility is rather big, up to 212 meters from your base. So the bases around gardener's base that used fertility soil can share the benefits of fertility boost. Here's the kicker, the devs say low fertility won't cut your yields, but high fertility gives bonus effects. They didn't just say more yield, but they said bonus effects. I'm guessing, and this isn't confirmed, that it might nudge up your grafting success rate too. I can't prove it yet, but every time I've maxed out fertility, my grafts seem to stick more often. Coincidence? Maybe. Worth trying? Absolutely. When you finally nail a graft, it's pure gold. After probably less than 3 hours of planting this cabbage, which normally took 6 hours without growth fertilizers, we get 1 success Morphic Biomechanical crop out of 10 plants. The success rate is really poor due to the time needed of growing, but these Morphic Biomechanical crops are unstoppable. They'll churn out 100 seeds, 100 regular crops, and a decent amount deviated crops per cycle, sometimes even more, depending on the crop. After harvesting, they're back at full production in less than 24 hours. It's nuts. The exact production rate vary by crop, but trust me, it's always bountiful. Here's a pro move. Take those biomechanical parts to Eternal and transfer them to a new server for cheap. Graft Morphic crops on day one of a new phase, and you'll be drowning in resources while everyone else is still scrapping by. Early game domination. Before we wrap, I've got some feedback for the developers. Gardening's awesome, but it could be smoother. Greenhouse core. Can we please use purified water instead of just boiled water? And how about adding pipe support for automation? It'd save so much hassle. Soil solution. Let us load it into the greenhouse core for auto fertility boosts. Manually applying it takes way too long. Little tweaks like these would make the gardener class feel next level. So, there you have it. Grafting Morphic Biomechanical crops is a grind, but the rewards are worth it. With some patience, a bit of luck, and maybe a fertility boost, you'll be rolling in seeds and deviated crops in no time. It's hands down one of the best ways to get ahead in Once Human. Give it a try, play around with it, and see what you can grow. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe for more Once Human goodness, and drop your grafting tips or horror stories in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.